Healthcare is about being seen and heard.
Healthcare is letting me be unapologetically me.
Healthcare is contraception.
En Planned Parenthood, primero es la salud.
Healthcare is knowing I have an STI and learning how to tell my partner.
Healthcare is HIV testing.
They took care of everything I needed. It was fantastic.
It's not going to the doctor for women's care or for men's care. It's going to the doctor for me.
El cuidado de salud es positivo por ser positivo.
It's about becoming a mom when I was ready.
Healthcare is my pap test, my breast exam, my cancer screening. Healthcare is access to safe and legal abortion.
Healthcare is trans care.
Mi salud es Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is healthcare.
This is healthcare.
Healthcare is about being seen and heard.
Healthcare is letting me be unapologetically me.
Healthcare is contraception.
En Planned Parenthood, primero es la salud.
Healthcare is knowing I have an STI and learning how to tell my partner.
Healthcare is HIV testing.
They took care of everything I needed. It was fantastic.
It's not going to the doctor for women's care or for men's care. It's going to the doctor for me.
El cuidado de salud es positivo por ser positivo.
It's about becoming a mom when I was ready.
Healthcare is my pap test, my breast exam, my cancer screening. Healthcare is access to safe and legal abortion.
Healthcare is trans care.
Mi salud es Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is healthcare.
This is healthcare.
Good catch, Dawson.
There we go. Hey, here we are. Here's the audio. I said a bunch of stuff. And since I'm pretty sure that the Tiltify is not going to show up, I'm just going to say we are fundraising for Planned Parenthood all month. And if you would like to donate to Planned Parenthood, hopefully a link will pop up here eventually with ways for you to do that. One of which would be to. Oh, look at that. Thanks, Ron.
Well, that's tips.
Oh, that's
Not Tiltify.
Oh, yeah, it's not. And also, it's my extremely old handle's name on it from when
Corvath fairly invincible?
it was my DCC character in Alex's first stream DCC game. He was Corvath and he was really weak, so I called him the Vincible. But thanks, Ron. I appreciate the help on that. I will try to figure it out in the break. I think I said that last time and didn't do it. But in any case, getting right up into the game here, because we left where we last left off. Our 4 intrepid investigators had followed a number of clues that seemed to lead them to the I'm going to mispronounce this, the Pyramid of Mycenarius.
I would say, much like Corvath was Vincible, we may be Trepid.
Oh, okay. All right. The very trepid adventurers or investigators went to Mycerinus. I'm going to put it into the chat so people can see it. It is the real name of the smallest pyramid in the great pyramids in Giza. So I'm going to put you guys all onto this map now.
But I do not own a token with vision in that scene.
You sure don't.
Let's zoom out. This is big. Uh-oh.
You don't, and I meant to change that. Hold on. How do I do that? Let's see. Configure permissions. Corey's an owner. Dawson's an owner. Ed is an owner. Robin is an owner. Everybody is an owner. Oh, nope, Dawson.
You get a token, and you get a token.
All right, can you guys see now?
Yeah.
All right. Corey, you are muted. I can see you talking, but I did not hear what you said. I do see the little mute token.
I was just gonna say it would absolutely be perfect if when you gave us vision, it was just a picture of Rick Astley. But
that would have been awesome.
Anyway,
someday I am gonna make that the token you guys play. It'd just be Rick Astley in his sailor suit looking blazer. All right. So, can you guys move that
Those
token?
hips don't lie.
Come on now, you know the rules.
Rather than have you guys all like moving a bunch of tokens around, I'm just gonna have the one token be here. But I have you at the starting location, and you are actually right here. I did not describe this branching tunnel. I think you guys actually said left then right, then left then right, right? Left.
What you know?
We
went. Where are my notes?
Is it possible? Is the resolution if you zoom in very like blurry?
Terribly poor. Yes, that's not your computer. Do not adjust your
No, just right. Yep. Thanks.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, it looks like it was drawn with a crayon. And it actually zoomed out. It looks that way too. So it's just a really crayon looking drawing. Dawson, did you have it? I thought it was left, right.
I wrote
right, left,
I
right,
wrote
left.
right. I wrote right then left.
Oh, okay. Right then left. Okay, so right.
Robin, my co-conspirator in note taking.
I'm not sure if I wrote it down because I wasn't there. So we'll have to go with what you wrote, huh?
Okay. I am gonna say that I was not paying as much of attention to this as I should have, and that is impossible. So, what you guys would have done is come to a dead end, and then come back. And then going this way. And I will say all of the stuff that you saw and all of those little dioramas you saw as well. So, I'm retconning the left, right, left, right. Okay. Because that would have been a dead end. Alright. Now, where we're at is Purdy, who is going by Colt currently, and Clyde, who's going by Carl, and Harmon, who is going by Oliver, all went down a secret passageway in a very narrow passageway leading even farther in down from the pyramid, and then at some point became clear that you were underground. They, instead of the left right left thing or right left right, it was a turnaround and they went back to where they were. I will ask if you guys, if you would have made a different decision when you came back to right where you started. Would you have gone back into the pyramid? Or would you have continued to go?
Well, I think we would continue on.
It sounded like you would. I just want to make sure I didn't, retcon and then, railroad you. So, okay.
I think so. Is it fair to say? I mean, what time do we think it is?
I think what I said with, tracking with Daisy / Rosie was it had gotten dark enough out where the people who took care of the torches, people were not coming in anymore, and they extinguished all the torches. So I don't know what time zone. I mean, I guess.
And it's June?
It's now. You guys were on the boat for 3 weeks. It would now be April, right? Mid-April?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't know how being close to the equator have anything to do with daylight.
Let's just say we're late in the day.
Okay,
So
we're gonna say
it's
mid-evening.
Okay.
Evening.
Where I'm going with that is I do feel like maybe we might have
hunger.
We might need to retcon saying like at a certain point we were going to go back for Daisy. Like you know what I mean? Like we weren't going to spend 7 days in here.
Right.
Right. So is there a time that we would have roughly said, hey, we need to either come back or go back and get Daisy? That
Well, Purdy, now that you mentioned that, I think it would be a splendid idea for all of us to be down here, because I feel like it'd be a real shame if one of us was left out for the entire session.
And a little bit, like, I'm okay. Like, I feel like short of an event that's going to make us run back, like, I feel like maybe we need to invent the event and say basically, like, we said, hey, we'll only go for 4 hours, and then we're going to turn back around. I don't like. I'm trying to.
I think it's been roughly an hour or so.
And if we did have to turn around at one point, we could go up and try to collect Daisy.
Right.
And yeah, it's not what we did last time, but it does let us facilitate better gameplay.
I mean, the other thing is that if we come to something that requires studying, then I could potentially go back, right, and open the door and get her, and then I'll come back.
Right, the door was too heavy for me to open, but I did try to leave a message for you guys. I made a symbol,
right.
Because Daisy at this point is thinking if the police are coming and there's going to be a problem, it would be better for just one of us to be taken away than all of us, if there's something to investigate. So she has no problem not being present if it means the rest of you are able to do something. but I do think it makes sense that it would have been some sort of like we had no idea how far that led, right? So
Right.
yeah, like not because I was supposed to give you guys the all clear, but I have no idea that
Right.
you're like so far away at this point.
So you said it's been about an hour or a little more than an hour
Yeah, a little over an hour
since we left.
because you guys were in tunnels, so it's a little hard to say,
Right.
but I can time out kind of with reasonability of Mahmoud scarpered off on Daisy. The two guys came in and they had a little conversation, then they left and Daisy went back to the antechamber. Daisy had a conversation with a ghost. And so I would say roughly an hour and change.
Then why don't we do this just for sort of why don't we come up with a set of symbols to where you can put on the dust where you guys go, the two of you. I'll go follow back since it's not that complicated for me to get back to Daisy. I'll get Daisy and then I'll come back and I'll follow those. Which may or may not be lucky enough to have the police come in and there's no one in the pyramid. And then, similar to what Daisy was saying, 2 of us going to jail is better than 4 of us going to jail. Or 0.
I'm fine with it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So then we'll come up with some. If they move, we have a way of them surreptitiously letting me know which way they went, and I will go back and try to collect Daisy.
Sounds good. What do you want the surreptitious sign to be?
Well, there are all of these writings on the wall. We could perhaps mark in one of the hieroglyphs that's already here, so you could look for markings within it.
Oh.
And it would be hard for someone else to notice if suddenly this circular one here is somewhat colored in or something like that.
I heard of this thing called a Kilroy. I think we should try devising that here.
Mr. Roboto?
No, no, we put like a symbol of a guy who's like peeking over a little thing right there, and it just says, Kilroy was here.
Kilroy.
It's only 20 years earlier. It's not that big of
a little bit. It's only a little early.
Or, if we are going with Mr. Roboto, it's only 60-something years early.
Yeah.
We describe the effective symbol that we're going to use.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, Purdy is gonna head back. Kind of. Let me. Can you guys see when I do measurements? Like, if I do that, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're gonna head back. It doesn't let you do the cool thing Roll20 does with like anchoring and moving. Or does somebody know how it does that? I don't. But anyway.
Nope, that's not right.
It's not control. It's not alt. It's not right clicking. Okay. Well, I'm not going to deal with that now. You guys head back up, or Purdy heads back up, and you two guys, you've already been in. Sorry, I took the arrow off. You've already been in this direction, so you don't need to go that way. You really only have this choice. So, as Purdy heads off back south and up, are you guys going to continue on?
Cautiously?
Okay. I would like one of you, your choice, to roll a luck check.
Carmen, buddy, listen. I think this is the perfect task for you. I haven't been getting my way recently in the past several months, and I think this would be a great opportunity for you to take a lead. Hey, you're the archaeologist. I'm just some poor schmuck from New Hampshire. I mean, what do you want from me?
We'll see how lucky Armin is. Pretty unlucky.
Horrible.
Oh no!
Wow.
The dice
That's an
have
eight.
decided it is time to die.
That is
Harmon,
an A+ in unluckiness.
Harmon, where are you going? That's a wall.
All right.
No, I
Ed,
believe it is a maw.
please roll me a 1d10.
Flashlight breaks.
8. Okay, hold on. I lost my...
Well, Harmon, just a reminder. Do you have a weapon at all in any capacity?
Well, perhaps I may have one. Whether I can use it, I mean, I have a knife.
All right. I'm going to teach you Knife Defense 101.
Okay.
If someone comes out with your knife, you run the other way. If you're going at someone with a knife, you stick him with that pointy end.
Okay, you guys...
Stick with choice A.
As you guys are having this conversation, walking along and just feeling unlucky, perhaps that feeling of unluckiness is coming from this sense behind you of a child laughing. And the child's laugh starts off as sort of a high pitch, like, and then deepens 4 octaves down into a low growl that you can feel in the heels of your feet, shaking through the floor.
I honestly don't know which of those sounds is worse.
Rumbling through. The best description I can give is Harmon in particular has this sense, like Han Solo, that this is no cave.
Not entirely stable.
No sanity check. You got a lucky roll. You didn't get a lucky roll.
No, I did not.
But on the 1 to 10 you could have rolled, that was one of the better ones.
Well, good.
But the walls start to look like there's water seeping in them. Little tiny cracks, rivulets of water in the desert.
Yeah, that's strange.
It's fine. It's just, sometimes water gets buried underground. Sometimes there's underwater oases, and this place is really old. Really old.
We've passed an awful lot of things saying certain death this way.
I
could be a terrible way to do that.
I mean, I didn't read it, so I have no idea what you're talking about. You could just be fucking with me for all I know.
Yes, I could, but then I wouldn't be terrified at the moment.
Well, let's hope this endeavor proves a little more fruitful than just, structurally unstable structures built underneath ancient pyramids built by very old people.
If that laughter starts again, I'm going to be very hard pressed to not just turn right around.
Okay.
I'm just gonna think it's Purdy who left one of those weird, chattery toys behind.
Warthogs don't giggle.
You're right. Onward.
All right, you guys move onward. Purdy, you get to the place where I described there was a lever on the left-hand side. That would be on your right now, where it would open the door. Daisy is sitting and finishing up her communion with Jack. And as soon as you end that conversation, the door swings open from the secret door that you've been guarding, and you see Purdy there.
Hey, what's going on here?
Well,
Accent change, sorry.
they came and they turned they extinguished the torches. And my friend Jack says the police might be on their way.
Well, and
Oh, and the little boy was a bit of a jerk. I sent him on his way as well.
oh, I figured
Tell
as
us
much.
how food or something.
He seemed like he needed constant supervision. So if the police are coming that way, this place is much bigger than we thought it was, I think. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on down there. Like, seems like there's a floating coffin or something roaming around the halls by itself. Um, you think it's wise if we sneak back in here and shut the door behind us?
Well, as long as you can open it again,
I was able to this time.
I think that's probably best.
Um,
I don't know why the police. I mean, it didn't get. I didn't have the Well, I'll follow you in, and we can talk on the other side of the door, just in case they're coming.
should we? How is there a way we can hide our feet prints so it doesn't look like we walked into a wall?
We can get down low and just blow the sand away.
um, yeah, we'll do whatever we can to try to.
You're not too worried about it because this is a tourist attraction. There are footprints everywhere, so even if you're,
it's a little weird to see footprints disappear into a wall.
Sure, but the door swings in, and so you could even just walk sideways and then jump in, or
Okay.
But
yeah, we'll do what we can.
Do what you can to obscure any footprints, but also although there is some sand that comes in, it is a mess of footprints all over the place anyway, and it's not really dirty or dusty in a never been disturbed type way. So okay, so you guys jump into the wall, you close the door, and if you're listening at the door, is that what you were going to have your conversation on the other side, or were you going to just keep walking back down and try to rejoin the rest of the group?
I guess I would quietly fill Purdy in, because I don't understand why the police would be coming. Because it seems like there aren't too many rules about being able to be here, but the two torch extinguishers, they seem to be wanting to get me out of here, and now the police are coming, so I'm a bit concerned about that. I don't know if they know of the passage or not. Because someone must know of it, right? Because that's how we're surmising that the mummy was
yeah, it was disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like there's a way to stop the door from opening?
Nothing in the
not permanently, just like
nothing. The book doesn't have anything about that, and I'm just they don't have a ton of description on how the thing actually opens and closes. So I guess the way I would describe it is it is on it's got a lock, and it's on a very well balanced stone pivot. So whatever you can think of, I'll say there's rocks of various sizes.
Any chance you have something that might make a lot of noise if someone knocked it over? Or stepped on it, like a bear trap?
I'm afraid I don't care.
That makes a lot of noise when you step on it.
Right, it does.
I'm not sure the trap does. I think it's. I mean, it makes some noise. I think it's the person or the animal that.
Ever since I heard the joke, I've never heard a speed bump scream before. It's been stuck making objects make the noise.
I don't have anything like that, I'm afraid.
All right. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna do too much to Purdy's not the type. I mean, Purdy's best answer to that would be pile up all the rocks in front of it. Not necessarily an engineering master, so um,
Well, and if you're doing that, I can listen. I don't know how well I can hear through the door, but to see if anybody does come into that passageway and if they're having a conversation, maybe we'll find out something. And if they do find us, then maybe they think we're the only ones.
hey, never mind. Um,
If you do wish to do that, you can make a listen check.
at least I don't think I'm going to do too much, except you know what I will do? I'll do enough so I can figure out if the door was opened. Like maybe put some rocks there.
Oh, okay.
So that if it gets pushed open again and we know someone's coming in there. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so a couple of rocks are stacked, and then if somebody opened it, you'll know if they opened it and closed it. Okay.
And I will, while he's doing that, be kind of doing my best to listen at the door.
Perfect. Well, you did very, very well. And so what you hear while Purdy is, quietly stacking these rocks carefully against the door is you hear two adult male voices speaking in Arabic. And then with that number, I'm going to say straight up that they are questioning, and it is clear to you that they are questioning Mahmoud.
Oh, all right.
And he is pointing, well, you can't see him. He's just saying a whole bunch of things about what he saw in here.
All right. I'm not going to say anything right now.
Okay.
Because,
So they're getting closer towards the door. The voices are, and getting sort of the sense that they're trying to figure out what he's talking about, that they had no idea that there was a door there, and maybe, I don't know, you don't know, but
right. Yeah, and he was in the room before, right? So Mahmoud knows about the door.
Yep.
So I will signal to Purdy and suggest maybe we at least get further down the hall in case they do open the door.
Okay. As you guys scoot down the hall, just as you turn around this bend, they figure out the door latch, and you can hear this little rock pebble slide as the rocks get knocked over, and a flashlight hits the wall opposite you as you're on the, as you're sitting here. The flashlight hits this back wall here, and there's a flurry of conversation. Neither of you have any Arabic or Arabic adjacent language skill, so you're at a loss. But what do you want to do?
I think what you'd see is that Purdy is very much ready to fight. Like he's so it'd probably take Daisy a little bit to pull him further in if that's what she's suggesting, but I'm pretty
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just pretty sure that Purdy is considering the
Fighting?
based on what you said that I would whether or not he would kill a kid. It's probably what's in his mind. So
well, Daisy would be are the people, are they coming into this area or are they just shining their light?
Doesn't sound like they're walking down just yet. In fact, the conversation seems to be somewhat, you get the sense of contentiousness. They are not in agreement.
I think Daisy would be fine with Purdy fighting, but not stepping forward. It was almost like let the fight come to us, right?
Purdy's not like Purdy is more than happy to let them go away. But if they like, it's sort of a protection thing of not only you but also the two people who are behind us, who, you know.
And strategically, Daisy's kind of thinking, well, if we can knock him out on this side of the secret passage, it'll be a lot better than on the other side. So just kind of waiting to see if they come.
All right. So, a minute or two passes, and it appears they come to the conclusion that they probably need to get backup and maybe alert somebody else, because one of them seems to walk away. The flashlight still, it moves away from the back of the wall every once in a while as you're waiting to figure out what they're doing. It flashes back in, but you don't hear any more conversation, and you did hear it sound like Mahmoud, at least, and one of the officers left, leaving the other one behind.
You guys said I didn't have anyone to burn down.
No, I said there wasn't a building to burn down.
I would like to sort of pantomime, like, go along with me. And I think I would like to make unintelligible whispers. And just be like, I'll do like a very deep voice. And
Easy should do a child's laughter.
So I guess it's like intimidate. I don't know what. Like my goal is to make this guy feel very uncomfortable that he's there alone.
I'll join in the whispers, so it sounds like Laudna's message spell.
Ugh, okay. Following
a whisper campaign.
All right. What was that? Performance, maybe? Do you guys? We don't have that. We don't have that. It's
look at what?
It's like acting or fine arts acting or.
I forget that I have to change the text size. Settings.
Yeah, there's acting as a possibility, but you guys didn't have that in front of you when you made your characters, so it always feels a little crappy to use that one.
There is intimidate. I don't know.
There is. You could try.
Is there a spookify? Is spookify a skill?
Yeah.
You should spookify them.
So I'm not gonna say like I do feel like I'm just gonna say like I do feel like Daisy might be able to use psychology here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say pretty should, but like right, like the whole idea is like spooking someone.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it. And you want to use what? Intimidate?
I'm looking and seeing if there's like I'm not going by number. I'm just looking at the list. Like I'm really not going by the number. I'm trying to think of what I was doing like intentionally. I would like to use drive auto. I would like to use could I use occult? Could I try to use occult?
Yes.
You're gonna pepper in just enough of the real words,
or just enough cadence, right? Like, yeah, and I accidentally summoned someone. Just enough cadence.
If you get an extreme success,
it's gonna be.
If you get an extreme failure,
all right,
you summon somebody.
Are you okay with that plan, Robin?
So it's a win-win situation, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You want me to roll psychology and him to roll occult?
I am letting you guys roll whatever you want to roll.
Like I was just suggesting
that makes sense.
Right.
So if
like,
you like
because
psychology, sure.
I do feel like intimidate is like a overt display of force, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really fit here. I mean, it could, but
Gotcha.
I feel like it's a deception thing, really, but we don't have that here. We don't
right.
have that. And I don't want you to use acting because it wasn't available to you during skill building. So I'm allowing, like, not allowing, I'm just saying, make a case for a skill. So.
Yeah, I think for me that I'm not. That's the only one I mean, psychology as well. In fact, my psychology is just slightly under my occult, but.
If you're good at hypnosis.
Yeah, I'll try to throw in some of the Arabic syllables that I had been hearing when I'm whispering.
Right.
I'll do a psychology roll. Oh man, I'm not very good at the Arabic.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, we sucked at that.
Flirty.
We're probably both laughing too at this point.
It sounds like the Swedish chef, yeah. But
what was that?
Well, actually, I would like you guys to make a listen check. You two.
There's someone behind us laughing.
Man. Oh wait, those two. Sorry.
What the hell?
What? Harmon!
What?
Hey, get them out.
My dice are broken. I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna log out of the game and log back in.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
I gotta try restarting it.
That is
gosh.
that is crazy, and then to have a 99 as well. Good lord.
Oh boy.
That's not great. Okay, you don't hear them.
Must have been the wind.
I think all of the warnings have finally caught up to Harmon, and he's just terrified.
Okay.
Just absolutely terrified.
Well, you can't hear them over the child's laughter and low growling noise of something subterranean moving the floors. All right, Harmon. I'm sorry, not Harmon. Purdy and Daisy. The flashlight shakily gets a little larger on the wall as you hear the first steps of the police officer coming down, and he is saying something in Arabic. Sounds inquisitive.
I think Daisy would be giggling at this point.
Yeah, I think Freddie can't stop laughing either.
I think no, that wasn't right.
I think then I would like. Are we sort of around a corner where the flashlight's not going to flash on us unless he's like right on us?
Yes, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to turn the corner to see you. So
okay.
Let me move the marker to where you guys are. I'll put a little X for.
Oh, you have a concept of it. Got it. Sorry, didn't think of that.
All right, there's a little X for where you guys are, and then you guys are right here. If I zoom in even more into
the possible, I don't see the X.
It's gray.
It's gray, and it's really hard to see. It's right up here.
Okay, got it.
So, you guys are like right behind this corner here. You can see that there is another hallway here, or you could continue straight to the north. Now, Purdy, you know because you've already been down it. If you go to this passage to the right, it's a dead end.
We could lure in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to suggest. I will. I'm going to take something and just sort of drop it from my pack, like something quiet, not loud, down that hall, like a handkerchief or something.
Okay, and you guys don't have a light. Or are you flashlight?
Oh, I had a flashlight.
You have a flashlight, okay.
But I'm not. Yeah, it's probably off. But I take Yeah, I throw a handkerchief down that one and then go up the one that where I know a little bit where those two are.
Okay.
My general idea is I'm trying to waylay him. Yeah.
I'd like to reach into my pack and get my talcum powder and have some in my hand so that if I need to, I can blow it into the light coming at me.
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
I'm just going to carry it around.
Nice. All right. So, you are in this hallway. It's about, I mean, the crayon drawing is not scale here, but it's about 8 feet wide at this point. And this is the part where you saw the carvings and the warnings and all of that stuff, and it's very much a dressed stone type situation. It's dry, arid, but it is pitch black, other than the growing light of the police officer coming down the hallway. So, Purdy throws the handkerchief to create a little bit of like into where the light would be. Like
No, I'm trying to throw like the dead end hallway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to like when he gets to this intersection,
he'll think
in deciding. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, and so
that we went that way.
The officer, okay. So I'm gonna say you guys are like up like here now, and I'm gonna move the X just a little bit north of there. But if Harmon and because your light is shining this way, Harmon and Clyde, so they're not quite. I probably need to push you guys quite a bit forward here. Oops. I'm gonna read.
Can you show me where we come out into this? Like, I'm not understanding where the secret door enters into this hallway.
It's not that kind of like it's I'll show you, but it's like it's not gonna be like this isn't like a scale map kind of thing. This is like a kid map sort
Right,
of.
but I'm not even understanding.
He's coming from here, right?
Yeah. He's coming from there. So the start of it is right where Corey just pinged.
That's all I needed because I thought that was the dead end that you guys were just. I had no idea.
Got it. Yeah.
Where anybody started.
Oh
or
no. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, this map is like even the hex. I don't even want to like. It doesn't say how far this like the.
So the dead
the
end is actually this.
Oh yeah, it doesn't scale. Never
right?
mind.
Okay. All right.
But I set this hex up, so I have no idea. You guys are probably about 100 yards apart at this point.
Us, the
no.
Us and
the rest of your team. Sorry.
Got it.
I'm gonna get rid of these X's here quick. And then I wish I could easily change my.
I really, for some reason, I don't know what for some reason I really felt like we were much deeper in the pyramid.
You were, but
okay.
But I also wasn't using this map at the time, and I was just using the description in the book, and it was like there's turns, there's lefts, there's rights, and everything. And then I'm like, oh god, I should use this map.
I feel like they had to be a little further though, because they weren't even able to hear. Like they did a roll at one point to hear me, and then after that, they were way beyond that. So
I'm gonna.
Like they were a bit.
What I would suggest is we just use this map for the purpose of the scenario.
Yeah.
But we're basically an hour apart, right? Like.
Yeah, you guys would be about an hour.
Yeah, you
apart.
did say last time that we'd been walking for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So and we looked at things and think along the way, but why don't we say the two parts of the party are an hour apart? We'll use this map just for the scenario that we're trying to describe here.
Yeah, and then I'll just say you have a ways to go, because I'm gonna elongate some of this stuff. Because I mean, I've never been to Egypt, but some of what they're describing seems like it should be much bigger than what they're drawing here. Okay, but I've never been, so maybe I'm wrong. The studio audience looks enormous in the Tonight Show, but I understand that the studio is really quite small. So
It is the smallest of the Great Pyramids.
They should.
Yeah.
They
show
they,
is?
they should put. They should use Susanna Hoffs as a reference for scale, like in all the maps.
He does walk like an Egyptian.
He's
Yeah.
walking like an Egyptian. Yeah.
So you understand how big things are.
She's tiny. All right.
She's 1/10 of a New Hampshire.
Of a New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Okay. So to get back to this part of the scenario here, you are you are he. Yeah, so we won't deal with Harmon and Clyde hearing you, but nor could the officer possibly see the light because they're farther away. So he gets to the intersection is basically what I'm saying. getting to my point here. He gets to this intersection and you guys are a little ways up around maybe this bend here. We don't need to be literal with this map because we can't be. But you're in a little bit of a bend and look backing around and he is sort of shines the light down the one tunnel, shines the light, sees the handkerchief and picks it up and sort of cranes his neck in. Then he looks back towards the way he came and turns back the way he came. But he is back to you. So
I look Daisy.
Thumbs up. Go bum rush that guy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
It's a surprise brawl. Go ahead and brawl him.
Brass knuckles in hand.
Okay. Give her. Dawson, I've got you on standby in case we go to a full combat.
What am I
Rules
doing?
me.
Rules me. All right.
So I'm going to combat.
Yeah. Well, you're getting a free shot at him. So go ahead and hit your brawl fighting skill. I think
I have brass knuckles, but I mean I think it's the same number.
Yeah, it should be the same skill. It's just the damage will change. A 61 will hit. So, well, we keep because you're muted,
It's ridiculous how it's a 95.
Yeah, it's. All right. I think the brass knuckles is 1d3 added to your.
Yep, I just rolled it.
Okay.
I think one of us added it at some point. Probably
Did you add your damage bonus?
It says +1, but
I think I might have. Let me look at your sheet because I might have coded it wrong. I put your brass knuckles in. I know that. Yeah, it's 1d3, but I think you still get your. I think the 1d3. Let's edit it.
Right into the weapons page.
Oh, it should be plus damage bonus. I did not include that, so roll that again, please, now. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say three felt a little weak sauce for brass knuckles. So, all right, he might be dead.
Well, Corey rolled max on everything.
Wow.
Just like you've been rolling max on everything there, Ed.
Yeah.
Yep, sure have.
The poor cop got 10 hit points.
Well,
He must
I
have
think
less
I
than
have like 11 or something.
Yeah.
Clyde's sitting at 11, so
I have exactly 10. That would lay me out.
Where's the hit point? There we go. Yeah, he's. Somebody pick or either roll a 1d8 for me, and that will determine what hit points this guy has. I have a spread of hit points for average people, so.
they're like a cop stat
Someone
block.
else.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but it gives you 8 different cops. So.
I mean, this guy seems like he's working the beat, kind of.
Yeah.
Someone roll 1d8. I won't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do it. You do it.
Me do it? How
You're
do
killing
I?
the guy.
How do I? Oh, there it is. What's?
Just click the picture and hit roll if you want. Yeah. If you have that, I don't know if you have dice so nice.
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry.
Well, I'll take the first one.
Can you see the first one? Because I
Yep,
cannot.
it's a 6. If you click on the
Okay.
2d8, it'll expand it.
Got it.
It's a 6. 6 had 9 hit points. He's dead.
God.
The
curse strikes again.
So you beat him through the back of the head, you punch him in the back of the head with the brass knuckles. He goes right into the wall and just falls over, and you're immediately sure what you just did.
Gonna pick him up. Gonna take my handkerchief, throw him over my shoulder. I'm gonna drag him into that dead end.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming he's very bloody.
He's bleeding profusely, yes, like out of his nose.
Gonna drag him over to put him against the wall of that dead end, and somewhere on the walls near him, I'm gonna just scroll some weird occult symbols that I saw in the scrapbook. With his blood.
I am going to have you roll an occult roll, and if you have a extreme success, some shit's gonna happen.
You're doing what the gods want.
Okay, it's mostly nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Man, I can only dream of a regular failure.
Baby steps, Harmon. Baby steps.
It is incredible. Like I know what the odds are. It's 1 in 100 twice, but it's still.
What is it mathematically, Corey? For like,
it would
twice
be
in a row.
It would be 0.01%.
Yeah.
So, we get that. So, right, 0.001. No,
1 in 1,000.
0.01. Yeah, because it was
1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am exceptionally bad.
Just recently.
Sky's the limit.
If you roll
You're not
another
at
one,
the bottom yet.
If you roll another one tonight, though, that we're just.
I think there's a pretty good chance that I could miss the sky.
We'll just end the game, for tonight. If you roll another 00.
Armin will be dead.
You know what they say: if you aim for the moon and you miss, you'll land among the stars. But you're missing the stars as well.
All right, so.
This is when Harmon develops epilepsy.
Now you guys know the door is open.
Yeah, I'm also going to run back and close the door.
Okay.
And set up the rocks again.
All right, you set up the rocks again and run back, and you head back. I'm assuming in the direction you thought the rest of the party was going? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to check in now with Clyde and Harmon. You guys were moving ahead, but
back to the past.
Had some
No, not moving, not until that laughter stops.
Well, it seems to be located right here, so if we move away, it'll probably go away.
I'm not convinced. I've been in a lot of tombs, and I've not heard that sort of thing.
Well, we've seen some pretty fucked up shit already, and I don't want to stand here when we could be making progress.
You're right.
And Clyde just walks on.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to sit here by myself.
You can get a move on. Let's go. Where's your sense of adventure?
You have the opportunity.
Laughed right out of me.
As you begin walking again, moving forward, eventually the childish laughter fades. It takes a little longer for the growling underneath your feet to subside. But eventually it also fades away. You get to another intersection. You can continue sort of bending to the northeast along the path that you're on, or there's a narrower passageway that looks to be. Oh, I should also say that what the path that you are on is losing its finished stone look. It's slowly been eroding into sort of more of a circular, sort of cavernous feeling, as if it were made by water or something burrowing.
It's the burrowing that occurred to me, and that is troubling after the maggots in Peru.
Well, if there's any burrowing monsters, I'll be sure to protect you from them.
Right. I suppose we could flip a coin for which way to go, but with the way my luck's been going, it'll land on its side.
I mean, I gave my last coin to Makbu to buy him some Turkish delights, so I think this is on you.
What's the difference? Let's.
You think we flip a pound, it will work? He holds up just a English note.
They didn't
why don't
have
we
them
just
back then.
Didn't have notes yet?
They had them, but they weren't for £1. That was
a nondescript amount of money on this dollar.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I have coins. But shall we flip one?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Save odds. It goes left. Evens it goes right.
Sure.
Left it is.
Left it is. So you leave the burrowed portion, or at least what you're thinking of as the burrowed portion. You can't think of anything that would burrow something this large.
Very large badger.
No, but prior to Peru, I'd never imagined fist-sized maggots either.
And so you walk maybe 50 yards. Well, thank you. 50 yards west down this field, dress field, and when your flashlight hits the end of the corridor, and you can only head northwest. Sort of a feeling of trepidation as you turn around the corner, and I will need Clyde to make a luck roll.
You sure you don't want Harmon to do this one instead?
He got the last one.
So typically, we're going around rooms. You may want to be careful and make sure you check each corner because you never know what might be hiding behind them. Because almost anything could happen in them.
And your care pays off as you step over the corner, or around the corner. You see that there are several rocks that have been placed, and you just sort of nudge it with your, not place, but they're just right in your way, and you nudge it first with your toe, and it falls down what appears to be a rather deep chasm. Would be
Oh, shit.
somewhat easy to jump across if you wanted to. It's only about 5 feet across. But there is a chasm.
Oh, that looks doable. Do you suppose we should continue on, or we didn't really mark our passage for the others to follow if they are catching up?
How deep does the hole seem to drop? It's like the bottomless pit variety.
No. If you shine the light down there, you can see the bottom. It looks like if you wanted to lower yourself into it, you could do that. It would be about a 15-foot drop. It would be, however, a extraordinarily dangerous fall, as there are jagged rocks at the bottom, and you know, not knowing which way you would land, falling that unexpectedly down a hole. You could almost picture yourself broken at the bottom of it.
I didn't bring a rope, so we'll not go down there just yet.
Okay.
I will make my way back to where we turned off though, and make a mark so that the others can find us.
Got it. Okay.
And I have chalk that I'll use to do that.
Okay. Got it. You color in one of the hieroglyphs as you had discussed, or no, there aren't any anymore. You have to make a little symbol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys crossing the chasm?
Well, if you're up for it, Harmon, I don't mind.
You think I can do that?
I'm not going to ask for a jump skill because I think it's doable. Neither of you are in any, and it's not like Dungeons and Dragons with a D20. There's just too many possibilities for you to fail what should be a regularly simple thing to do. So you jump across, and you are both holding flashlights, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you cross over, and the just sort of maybe taking a little bit more care, looking around the floor in front of you. You don't see any more falling offs, but your flashlights go about 30 feet bright. After that, it's difficult. It just goes to blackness. And so after going maybe another 100 yards, disappointed to come to yet another dead end.
Adding to our pool of knowledge.
That was rather unexciting.
And for your guys', because again, scale, we're not playing with the scale necessarily, like because of that one whole hour to take whatever, but just so you guys know, so you can maybe, I'll put a mark on the map. You were here is where you jumped over the chasm, where my little gray line is here, and then this is the dead end that you were at.
My father would call this a fog. Another fucking opportunity for growth.
I feel like your father and I would be wonderful buddies. I like the way he uses acronyms.
All right. I'm assuming you guys will turn around and
yes,
you get back to you get out of the dressed stone hallway, and you can turn right, which is the way you came. You see your mark on the wall, or you can turn left and continue on what appears to be the burrowing passage.
No sign of anyone catching up to us yet.
Make a listen check.
Well, those have gone so well so far.
Oh, that's another D100. Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh!
You
I
got
made it
one.
by one!
Okay. You can hear the sounds of two people. That's all you know for sure. Moving forward, and one or two flashlights.
I had one as well.
Okay, so two flashlights. Sort of after you hear them first, and then you can eventually see two flashlights.
They still doing their spooky whispering?
I don't know. Are they?
No, I'm not. There's no point at this time.
You are muted, Corey. Sorry.
You think we should hide just in case it's not them?
We
try.
Go ahead.
Hand me those coins while you're at it. We don't want those in there.
We didn't hear spooky noises, so we're probably still laughing.
Okay.
About killing a cop.
Okay. Well then, ooh.
kidding.
Predating Ice-T by 70 years. The body count, but there is well, if you are making any kind of noises, then you recognize your friends' voices, so there would be no need to hide, and we will have you guys reunite here. Okay.
Right. Just out of curiosity, on your way here, you didn't see any children, did you?
Oh, that little Mahmoud. He came back with the police. He wasn't in the tunnel or anything, but I think he sold us out. And of course, since he knows where the door is, so will anybody that he tells. So
Right.
problematic.
But he wasn't alternatively giggling or growling.
No, I think he was just speaking.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Maybe internally giggling that he got one over on us, but not out loud.
That makes sense.
Okay. So, you guys.
Well, we've gone down this path and it's a dead end.
I need the map.
And like, you're looking for those special doors, like was in that tomb.
Honestly, I hadn't thought of it, but I likely Carl would have thought of such a thing. It's much better suited to this sort of endeavor.
I think that is a good idea, right? To make sure every dead end is actually a dead end, because possibly it isn't.
That makes a lot of sense.
You guys have been to the west, you've been to the south, you can continue on to the north.
Well, and Daisy will ask if there was any sign of others that they were following, because I know you initially had seen some scratch marks and things like that, but Daisy doesn't, so just out of curiosity.
Oh, sure. Yes, we can catch you up.
Okay.
Tell you what we'd seen previously.
But it's been a while since you've seen any such markings, is that correct?
It would have been, yeah, as the tunnel widened. Sorry.
So it's hard to know what came this way, or if it came this way at all, really.
And where have we been seeing the hieroglyphs? We'd seen like three separate sets of them last time.
Right. A good chunk of them were in the dead end.
Okay.
And then there were some, I'll pull you back, in this general region over here. So near where Purdy dumped the body, there's some where he put occult symbols over it, and then some farther southeast of that. Then you guys came back up. Is the way I retconned it.
And I probably didn't really mention that I just killed someone, but I am covered in blood. So
Yeah.
Well, I knew you fought them. I guess I'm just assuming maybe you knocked them out. I didn't ask, but I intentionally didn't ask.
I think it's a testament to our time spent together that I hadn't even noticed the blood.
I mean, it's dark in here and all. So I mean, it just I scrape my knee.
Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly happy to believe that.
Perfectly happy to believe that. This is great plausible
I should
deniability.
it should put some reflective tape or something in here. This place is not OSHA compliant.
All right. So, I'm assuming you continue on, or do you want to head back to the door? At this
Continue on.
At this point, you know the police are likely to revisit the doorway, and in fact, at some point, will be behind you. Potentially, if they so choose to come.
Which might not be a bad idea, right? Like if something sinister is happening here, the more people who know about it might be better.
For a second, I thought you meant like we could run away and then the bad things would get the police officers. But I like the other idea better.
No, I mean, yeah, we're gonna find another way out of this place. I mean, probably a hatch on top of the pyramid we open up and slide down or something. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Napoleon will be so proud of us.
Right.
Okay. So, you guys go around a hard bend, and as you get to this next intersection, who would like to make the luck roll?
Unless they seem particularly adamant, I would probably have resumed my position up front.
Okay.
Just in case something is ahead, so I can do it.
Okay.
I have to do summarize, right? Yeah. Wait, where's that? Oh, there's. Well, poop.
Well, hell. Will you
What do we say about?
roll?
That's way better than I did.
Oh, you're up by one. You cannot spend luck to change luck. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, so, I need a D8. That's almost worse than rolling a. No, it's not. It's not worse than rolling a 00. Twice. Okay. So which direction are you guys going in? Yeah, you head north, and it looks like, again, the dressed stone field dressing, or you can continue on the burrowing path.
Well, last time we went down a stoneworks way, there's a hole in the ground, just so you keep an eye out for that. Just let y'all know.
And
And
it makes sense to me to explore those side paths, though. Obviously, this burrowed path is continues on, but I'd vote for checking out the side passage.
I think that's a good idea, even though it does seem like the one you explored and the one that the police officer is sitting in, they both ended in dead ends, but this one might not.
hell, maybe there's a secret passage that we just keep missing on each single one of these because we're not looking for it.
This time we should look, yes, absolutely.
Great plan.
Okay. So as you go to move into the dressed stone to the north, Purdy, you feel just this sort of plop of liquid hit the top of your head. And it just sort of drips down the side.
I taste it.
Tastes like blood.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Are any of you bleeding?
You are.
You
I
might
mean,
be.
Do I have a cut on top of my head or something?
Nope, but you're covered all over your waistcoat.
Yeah. So, I look at the ceiling.
As you look at the ceiling, it starts to drizzle red blood hitting the forehead of Purdy and drizzling down his face. Carry with the bucket of pig blood style, only much less blood, as it just is dripping down and gets little in the eye. And I need everybody to make a sanity check.
Right. This will go well.
Goes well for me. Come on, sanity.
Huh. Wait, where's mine?
Purdy,
No!
the one being bled on, is the only one to succeed.
With Purdy. Damn it.
I'm very comfortable being drenched in blood. Just to be clear. This is like Tuesday for me.
Even when you don't know where it's coming from a rock wall. Yeah. Okay, so everybody who failed loses 1 sanity point.
On the plus side, we gain 1 mythos.
That's true. That's true. Why did Clyde pop up for me? Okay. All right. I feel like here is a good place for a little brief bio break. It's about the halfway point. We're going to play till 9 o'clock Malibu of the Midwest time. So we'll take a 5-minute break here for refreshments and whatever else needs. We'll be right back in 5:10. All right.
Healthcare is about being seen and heard.
Healthcare is letting me be unapologetically me.
Healthcare is contraception.
En Planned Parenthood, primero es la salud.
Healthcare is knowing I have an STI and learning how to tell my partner.
Healthcare is HIV testing.
They took care of everything I needed. It was fantastic.
It's not going to the doctor for women's care or for men's care. It's going to the doctor for me.
El cuidado de salud es positivo por ser positivo.
It's about becoming a mom when I was ready.
Healthcare is my pap test, my breast exam, my cancer screening.
Healthcare is access to safe and legal abortion.
Healthcare is trans care.
Mi salud es Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is healthcare.
This is healthcare.
Healthcare is about being seen and heard.
Healthcare is letting me be unapologetically me.
Healthcare is contraception.
En Planned Parenthood, primero es la salud.
Healthcare is knowing I have an STI and learning how to tell my partner.
Healthcare is HIV testing.
They took care of everything I needed. It was fantastic.
It's not going to the doctor for women's care or for men's care. It's going to the doctor for me.
El cuidado de salud es positivo por ser positivo.
It's about becoming a mom when I was ready.
Healthcare is my pap test, my breast exam, my cancer screening.
Healthcare is access to safe and legal abortion.
Healthcare is trans care.
Mi salud es Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is healthcare.
This is healthcare.
Healthcare is about being seen and heard.
Healthcare is letting me be unapologetically me.
Healthcare is contraception.
En Planned Parenthood, primero es la salud.
Healthcare is knowing I have an STI and learning how to tell my partner.
Healthcare is HIV testing.
They took care of everything I needed. It was fantastic.
It's not going to the doctor for women's care or for men's care. It's going to the doctor for me.
El cuidado de salud es positivo por ser positivo.
It's about becoming a mom when I was ready.
Healthcare is my pap test, my breast exam, my cancer screening.
Healthcare is access to safe and legal abortion.
Healthcare is trans care.
Mi salud es Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is healthcare.
This is healthcare.
We are back, and with Mass of Nyalathotep, we are in the Egypt chapter of this campaign. Our investigators found a hidden doorway, a secret passage from the pyramid of Mycerinus, the smallest pyramid, and have been traveling some time now, about 2 hours time, a little over maybe, through the pyramids, twisting, or not the pyramids, these underground tunnels. The tunnels seem to change from sort of a burrowing, wider tunnel to these stone-dressed, sort of official looking, not official, but man-made looking tunnels. Also, their guide who had brought them to that pyramid appears to have been motivated by the discovery of this secret door to alert the police. And so the police have become also aware of the secret door, one of whom made the unfortunate move of getting behind Purdy and is no more. So there is a dead body lying in one of the off tunnels here in the tunnels, and Our investigators are trying to make their way through as they are aware that at some point perhaps the police will be following them, and they don't know exactly where they're going or where they'll end up in these tunnels. So, I think that's the recap. We had just come to a point where blood had dripped from the ceiling, seemingly from nowhere, and poured onto Purdy's face as he looked up into it. He seemed to be okay, like, well, not again.
So that happened.
But the other three were disturbed by this blood from nowhere and have a little bit of their sanity shaken as they head north down one of the dressed stone corridors.
Just had a sudden premonition about bloodborne pathogens that we'll be really worried about when we're great-grandparents.
It's true. Probably will be.
If we live that long. Boy, I hope to live long enough to be worried about bloodborne pathogens.
Right.
Who isn't? Alright. So, you guys continue up roughly 100 yards where you come to another fork in the road. You can curve left or head left or continue on north. To the north, the dressed stone takes on sort of a curvature, bending away to the east. Directly to your left, or the west, it seems a straight shot with you can already see the end of the hallway where it curves away to the south.
Is there any perceivable elevation shift throughout these? Perceptible?
I'm glad you asked, because I forgot to sort of describe this to you. There's times where you feel like you're climbing, and then that seems offset maybe just 10 yards down by descending again. And there's this perception that you are net gain descending, but your best estimate is maybe at this point only maybe 10 feet total from when you first came down. That's your best case estimate, and it is confusing, and you are spending time thinking about it because of this sort of incline decline.
Find myself being very curious what the purpose of these pathways might be. They just seem so random.
And well, I was going to say maybe they previously led somewhere, but they're ending in rather obvious, like purposefully built dead ends, not like a cave-in.
Clyde wants to sit for a second and just like think on it. Because I don't really know all too much about how far the Great Pyramids are. How far apart are the Great Pyramids from each other? Are they like hundreds of yards, miles, feet even? Because I haven't really done time to like tap. But does it seem like this would be connecting to those other pyramids? Because we're moving quite a bit.
Yeah. And some of that's that weird time dilation because I screwed up the map kind of thing. But you think you're still on the Giza Plateau. Definitely within the area of where the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx
are. Would there be a skill check I could use to figure out if we're moving in the direction of any of those other pyramids?
There is. And if you're successful, I'll have to figure it out.
It seems like these are offshooting paths that may lead to those, and he's not sure if it is.
Sure.
Or hell, there could have been more pyramids, but they are lost to time. We don't know. The
And that would
aliens
make
did it.
sense to me. Except that the sort of weird, maybe burrowed passage is the one that connected directly to the pyramid that we started in.
I mean, Egypt is a very old civilization. There could have been a river here, and we've never would have known.
True. That's true.
Well, you can make a track check. I think is the best one I can think of. I don't know if you can. If you can make a.
I have. The skills I think would be relevant are natural world, navigate, or track.
Navigate, probably the best one.
Navigate it is.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you have headed due north for the most part, and you know that, and this is something Paul doesn't know. So, Great Pyramids.
I'm also looking that up.
Map. I'm just going to use the map. Okay, so this is so funny. The way this is. Like, alright. The Pyramid of Menkaure, which I believe is the one that they said this is. And then there's Khufu's, which is the one farthest to the northeast. I always thought the Sphinx was in this area too. Is it not?
I don't believe it is.
Huh. Where's the Sphinx?
I think the Sphinx is. Yeah, the Sphinx is in this area.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just really
small.
Yeah, and compared to where is it?
It's to.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's just
it's southeast of Khufu.
Yeah, yeah. It's oh my gosh, it's way smaller, and yet still huge. So you started out. I'm like clicking on here now, like you can see my Google map. You think you might be getting relative, like you're probably under the Pyramid of Khafre, the middle pyramid.
Well, if my assumption is correct, we might be in this location. So, could there be a possibility these are all connected, or is this pyramid just its own thing? I guess keep a lookout for secret doors that may lead up to a different pyramid. Hell, we could make another discovery of a new tomb that's never been opened.
That would be an amazing discovery for archaeology, and if we were to survive to tell anyone about it.
Right, so do we want to go down this first path to the west just to see if it leads to an exit?
Well, I think so.
Yes, let's do that then.
Okay, so you guys head left.
Was there evidence of people moving through this area? Is there evidence?
No.
Before?
No. You haven't seen any, like... Well, if you want to make a spot hidden check, you can.
Pretty's, like pretty specifically thinking like, well, if police know about this door and they ask someone who knows about the door, does that person know that there are other doors leading out of this complex? And are the police at every door now? That's where Purdy's mind was. But I don't see, tracks in the dust, so I don't.
Right.
I think Purdy would be led to believe that there's not a door in this area then. Like Purdy's paranoid enough that he believes that that's what's happening outside. But so logically that means there's no door over here.
All right. Are we going left, or are we going straight ahead? Anyone have a note? Coin?
I think Carmen and I both
I
suggested
thought we did.
west.
Yep.
So
And west it is.
All right. You guys begin heading west and get to the corner and see another dead end.
Let's have a look about, shall we? A little more thoroughly than we have.
Okay. You can make a spot hidden check. If you would like to try something different, like archaeology or anything like that, you can do that.
I'm just going to look around for anything unusual.
Okay.
Ooh, Harmon.
Nice.
It's coming back around.
Yeah.
I psychoanalyze the wall.
Nice. And with those awesome rolls, I really wish I had something to tell you, but unfortunately,
We are certain, though.
You are 100% certain that this. Well, I will say with the spot hidden, but more with that archaeology check. You are certain.
Those were all spot hidden.
Oh, I thought you had archaeology. Okay, never mind.
I had used that previously, but here I wasn't. Here I'm not looking for any evidence of anything on the dig. I'm just looking for signs.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that you're, with the careful looking and whatnot, you're certain that behind this is at least 10 yards of sandstone. One of the other things that both you and Clyde pick up on is that there are light fissures in these walls that are unexpected. They're not, as I said, these were dressed stone. And the farther you've gone in, you've started to note a slight curvature to these walls as well, almost as if mirror distorted. And as you're looking carefully here for passages, signs of anything out of the ordinary, you see these slight cracks. They have, as you get your flashlight close into it, they have sort of an iridescent green, sort of trace smudging oily on them. Not running, not liquid, but it does look like maybe it ate away the rock somewhat in these tiny hairline cracks.
Would I be able to determine if it's like some sort of plant? Is it some sort of bacteria? Is it something along those lines?
I'm not going to make you roll because you've never seen
I would have no idea.
You have never seen anything like it. You're fairly sure no one has. At least if they have, they're people with top secret clearances to some stuff. This is out of the ordinary.
Can we scrape some away and reveal more of it?
What are you using to scrape it away?
I have a Swiss Army knife. If you want to use that, Purdy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it's not running or anything. It's kind of got the scrape, and you're only getting a little bit of flex on it. And as it just sits on you pull it, and it doesn't seem to replicate. Like, so it's not like oozing through, at least that you can tell.
Right.
And I mean, you've got these sort of green oil, like it's just like you've smeared a little bit of oil onto the side of a blade.
Got it.
Take a sample of that. You know, I have my first aid kit with me. Maybe I can put it on some gauze and just kind of keep it as a sample. Maybe we can, you know, test it later or something like that. If that's all right with you, Purdy.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's your knife.
All right. You pull it onto the gauze, and the gauze is made of cotton, and the cotton starts to singe, and you see a bit of smoke as it starts burning.
It appears to be somewhat spontaneously combustible.
Yeah. It doesn't take long. I'm not going to say any damage or anything. You're able to drop the gauze before it burns your fingers, but it does consume all of that. And as you look down on the ground, you don't see any more of the oil either.
So it's some sort of acid?
Has properties
don't
of
know.
it.
Not all acids are flammable, but it seems to be eating away at the rock, and it just spontaneously starts on fire. This could be a bit dangerous.
Well, I'm no chemist, but
Oh, I'm actually pretty good at chemistry. Fairly decent. And biology. Never get a chance to use these skills, but you know.
I feel like would you might be able to determine what it is because it be cotton on fire?
Well, what I can tell you is I've never seen anything like this before. So this may fall in the realm of unknown, just like so many other things, like those fist-sized maggots Haman was talking about before.
Shall we continue on to the next passage then?
Alright, you guys can continue north or return south.
North?
What are we just trying to map this place out, or are we trying to get to what we came here for? Like this whole stuff looks old, right?
Sure does.
We're going to the cult, though, isn't that? Don't we want to go below the rock?
Well, I don't know about you, but I have no idea where we're going at all. Right now, we're just in a maze at this point. I guess we won't know what we find until we go down the way.
I agree.
It does seem like all these dressed stone pathways lead to dead ends so far, and the burrowing one is different. So if we're looking to get to the end of something, the burrowing one might get us there faster. But I don't know what's in these other offshoots, so... I guess it's a... if we want to explore, we're welcome to explore, but I think if we're looking for our most direct route, we go the burrowing path.
Right, but I would like to know what is down these passageways, because if we go down that burrowing path and something comes up behind us, because we didn't look.
Also, an exit might be in order considering that damn kid sold us out. So hopefully maybe we find one.
Yeah, so an exit other than the one we entered in, I agree.
All right.
So, north?
Yeah, just continue through the constructed path, I guess.
North for now.
Alright. It has grown time for another luck check. However, I will just, for hope's sake, there's a positive that could come out of a successful luck check that isn't just something shitty happens.
I haven't done one yet. I'm okay.
I think it's your turn.
Oh man.
Okay.
Nope.
You have a
That is still-
68.
Still better than I did.
I know.
I need a D8.
Now, I read that as a 9 at first, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty unlucky to get a 9 on a D8.
Oh, I need a D10.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, there you go. There's a 10.
10.
Yeah, that's got to be good, right?
Well, Paul's grabbing his face, you know it was wonderful.
Oh, God.
What's wrong, Paul? You good? Does Paul need a break?
It'd be nice if we could have at least had
Well,
one.
Paul's
successful
fine.
luck check.
Oh. All right.
Are we all dead?
Nothing's
we all
wrong. We're
die?
going to the hallway, Paul. What's the issue?
It's Harmon who notices it first. Because he's on edge from the growling beneath his feet from earlier. As he looks to the left and to the right, he seems imperceptible at first. He's not sure he believes his eyes. That these cavern walls that have been slightly rounding and no longer quite straight up and down now appear to be expanding and contracting. Almost
Right. So,
as if they're breathing.
do you remember before when I said the cavern might be alive? Well, now it's breathing. I'm ready to leave.
A swift. Oh, I lost my connection to the. But it's back apparently. As you say that, the inhale is what is enough that you feel a suction of wind coming from the west. It pulls in air. It's a foul stench. All of you can now look to the left and right, and you see sort of this organic breathing to the walls as they bend and fluctuate. There's almost a venal quality in the walls as it stretches along those crackways and seems to suck the air in around you and then expels it. You're not. You feel your own breath taken away for just a brief second, and then it's forced back into you as the walls contract. And now it's Daisy who feels the sense of these walls could constrict upon her, pushing everything together. I need everybody you to make a sanity check to prevent. You will lose one sanity. It's to lose more.
Good one, Harvey.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Clyde, you lucky as so be.
Okay, if you succeeded, you take 1 point of.
What if I have an extreme success?
Unfortunately, that doesn't help you in this case.
But it's extreme.
I know. I wish
But
there
it
were,
goes to 11.
I know. I wish there was something I could do, but I don't think I can on that one. If somebody wants to double check me on the rules with that. If you failed, you will.
Be me.
You will lose 3 points.
Total?
Yes, total.
Okay.
Not 4.
And do we push a cult up by that amount?
Cthulhu Mythos, not a cult.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Cthulhu
Mythos.
Okay.
I think it goes 1 per thing that happens, or is it by the damage?
I think it's
My
per
memory
occurrence.
is 1-to-1.
It's by the points. Okay.
That's what, but I would trust Dawson over me on that for sure.
I thought there was something though, like if it's the same creature, there's a limit to that, right?
That's getting used to the horror.
That's getting used to the horror. You can't lose any more to something after you've.
Like say if the walls do a maximum of 5 points, you lose 5 points to the wall, you're not gonna be scared of it afterwards.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How do I-
I'm gonna say all of these breathing sort of things that are happening you'll get used to once you've lost 5. But is it
Well, 3 to go.
Is it 1-1 or is it mythos?
That's magic. It's not right.
I wish they had a sanity flowchart like they have on the combat and chase one. That would help me out a little. Maybe they do. Sorry, everybody. It is, I think, important to know, so I will.
There's someone.
Chase rules, Eldritch words, magic rules, bouts of madness,
Here's someone
I'll look
made
it up if you wanna just keep going.
Someone made one. There.
I think it's an optional rule that I said we were doing. So that's what I'm looking for, the optional rules. There we go, Mythos. No, that's not it. All right.
Page 1? What does page 163 of the Keeper Rule book say?
163.
163.
Ah, thank you. It's actually, it starts on 163, but what we're really looking for is on 164.
Well, it just said somebody had quoted it as being a place to look, so.
The first instance of a mythos-related insanity always adds 5 points to the Cthulhu mythos skill. Further episodes of mythos-induced insanity. So that's, I don't know if we will
always adds 5 points. We would be experts.
But that's for
on the first instance.
And you have to go insane. It says if it's a mythos-related insanity, so you have to have a bout of insanity to gain that. I'm not sure we're doing that right, and we will talk about it after game. I think we'll come up with what we're doing here for that, because the way I'm reading that, it's however each time an investigator reels from a mythos-induced trauma, reading a mythos tome, being affected by a mythos spell, he or she learns more of the mythos, and this is reflected in the Cthulhu mythos skill. The first instance of mythos-related insanity always adds 5 points to the Cthulhu mythos skill. Further episodes of mythos-induced insanity, temporary or indefinite, each add 1 point. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this more carefully. So we'll mess with that later. I don't mind messing with the rules a little bit, because like players get nothing, and I feel like, you know, there should be some trade-off every time you lose sanity a little bit. Otherwise, why risk it? But to have to wait until you're insane to gain 5, that seems, I don't know. Okay. The game is really about how slow do you lose. That's really the game. Okay.
So I see another argument in other conversations.
Okay.
It's very specific that tomes are the main way to gain.
It is.
So like any other way should be really rare.
Right. That's what I was reading too. So yeah, something we can discuss. I think we might homebrew that, because this is a long campaign as opposed to a, you know, like a 3 or 4 shot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, I'm okay with there being a little bit more investigator development from these sort of risks, but we'll talk about because I don't want to break the game either. You know, like, okay. So you guys were heading around the bend, and this is now that it's breathing around you. I would like everyone to make a listen check.
Right. Lots of things open.
Yeah, my rolls have been on fire since those first two massive fails.
Yeah, really. Okay. Okay. So, Clyde is maybe the last one to be affected by this sort of creepiness around, and doesn't quite pick up that there is the sound of sort of a low-key growl animal snort to the west. One might even think it was a warthog.
Well, I'm very conflicted about that because, on the one hand, an animal might lead to a way out, but on the other hand, I don't know that I want to meet anything that might be in these tunnels.
Oh shit. Sorry, I flipped to a page and realized I was looking at the wrong stats for the policeman.
Mm-hmm.
He's not dead. He had 14 hit points. He's unconscious, but he's not dead. So, sorry.
If we knew that before we left, do you think we might have done something about that? Like, you know,
Birdie,
we
you want
left
to
them
just
thinking
give
you
it one
would-
more love tap?
Yeah, we can retcon that. You guys would
I
know that.
I would like to retcon it this way. First, I'd still do everything. Second, I would not kill him. I would take away his light. Any lights on him.
Okay.
And
if he's got a pistol, maybe take it.
I'd take away that stuff.
Okay.
Weapons.
He has a 38 service revolver that you can,
which I know how, I guess.
I will throw it on your sheet.
And so I would, I think I want him wandering around in the dark. I would have closed the door.
Well, I'm going to say he's unconscious for a good chunk. I mean, you took a...
Yeah,
you nearly killed him, but he's not dead.
But he didn't see me coming, right?
Right, no.
There's no way he could identify me. Okay,
No.
then all of this is yes.
Yeah, no. You hit him from behind. So...
And what I would hope would happen then is that it looked like he got hit by something and then he wandered to the place he went. He sort of collapsed. Okay. Is how I would have done it.
Hey, two guns. Now you got 238s on you. All right. Okay.
So in that case, I would let everyone know. There's a cop back there, but I don't think he's going to be given much trouble. But
okay.
I was, how do the French say? I was benevolent this time.
The French, forget it. He's rolling.
All right, sorry. I just happened to open the page, and I was like, I'm gonna have to use this NPC for the cultists, but the policemen are way more hardy. The cultists had 11, or I'm sorry, 9.
I'm getting weak.
And this one has 14.
And one shot people.
So okay, all right. Apologize for that, but you do hear the snorting animal sounds now to the west.
You want me to go take a look?
Oof, I do want to know what this leads to. I'm concerned, though.
I mean, I'll go. And he's just gonna just chamber 10 rounds in his rifle I'm ready to go.
Right. Well, good.
You guys stay here.
Yeah, I think Daisy's like not doing very well, feeling like the walls are closing in and breathing. So she's just kind of trying to stay in the center as much as possible and isn't really responsive at the moment.
Think of it this way: if animals got in, then they probably have a way to get out. So we're going to go get rid of those animals, and then we can just walk out through the hatch on top of the pyramid.
I'm singing songs in my head to center myself, to ground myself.
All right. So, as Daisy begins humming along in her head, Clyde is creeping forward with a rifle. Give me a stealth check. Your light's on, though. So, right? Because you can't see otherwise.
Probably be a little bit of cover, just like at my feet, more or less.
Okay.
So, stealth check. Clyde's. What? Can I push this? Can I just turn off my light?
You can push it and turn off your light. That's fine.
Yeah, like, come on. I've walked through trench systems before. Fine.
Okay. So the three of you in the back with your lights, standing in the breathing hallway, see Clyde creeping forward with the gun. Then all of a sudden his light clicks out, and you can see him from back. You have him backlit a little bit. As he turns around this bend, he goes out of your sight. There's no light to be seen. Clyde, you walk down the hallway. It's pitch black. The breathing stops. Just here.
Can I determine what animal this may be? Is it indeed a warthog?
No. In fact, I shouldn't have used warthog as a joke. In fact, Purdy might have said those sound like steers.
Hey, those sound like steers. I wish I had told Clyde that before he left. Do you think I should run up and tell him now?
Really don't have any idea.
It sound like it's awake or it's snoring?
Sounds awake and agitated and getting closer. Creeping toward you down the hallway. But walking confidently.
Now, is this the moment where I turn on the flashlight? I will, knowing that, I will skedaddle backwards and say, yeah, it might be that. Get ready.
And
hey, how far back is that pit?
About, say, 300 yards, 400, 500 a distance.
Quite a bit, yeah. Probably about 400 yards, all told.
We tried to trap it in the pit.
It is moving quickly towards you as you're having this conversation. You can hear it coming towards you. It's about to turn around the corner right here, and you can hear this huffing. You know it's the sound of maybe not a steer so much as a bull. It is not, and you don't hear hooves. As it turns around the corner, I assumed. So as it turns around the corner, you see a 7-foot tall humanoid with a bull's head. And it puts its head down. It's not a minotaur. And although it's a minotaur. But it's not a minotaur because it's an Egyptian myth. So...
the minotaur, but called something different.
It hasn't chosen what to self-identify as yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's
a complicated question.
It is, and it's
going through some things.
It has siblings who don't have bull heads, So,
well, Zeus isn't getting busy with animals here.
All right.
He has enough in Greece to deal with.
Yeah, I mean he's got plenty of cows to fuck in Greece.
Dawson, I assumed you would fire upon it turning around the corner, which would kick off our combat scenario. But is that not what you want to do?
I mean, when a 7-foot-tall, bull-headed monstrosity comes around the corner, you're
Not
like,
a minotaur.
That's not a. I said bull-headed monstrosity. We're
Yes,
making
I know.
clear.
I'm just clarifying.
Look,
for the records,
no copyright infringement will be had in our Egyptian-based adventure.
We're
Right, we may be in a labyrinth, but this is not a minotaur.
Exactly.
I didn't even think of that. I had choices, and I went with bull.
We are not in a labyrinth. We are in a maze.
That's right. We're in a maze facing a bull-headed monstrosity. We're not in
Not
a
a
labyrinth.
labyrinth with a minotaur.
Nope, not at all.
You'd probably say, "What the fuck?"
I could have rolled, but I went, no, I want a bull.
I want a bull.
And it did not occur to me that would be like ironic that we're in a maze. All right. So combat begins with firearms if there's no right. I mean, or do we?
I think it goes in dex order.
It goes
and
in
if
dex,
you have a firearm ready to go, it's a plus 50.
You are going to.
Maisie, do you remember the other day when I asked you the definition of irony?
So you have a plus 50 to your dex because you have a firearm. Is that right?
If you're just going to shoot it that round,
right? Okay.
You get a 50 because you're ready to fire.
Well, I think your dex beats his anyway.
My dex with firearm ready to go is 130.
Right. I was gonna say it's already really high. He has a 40, so you're gonna get to go. So go ahead and fire your weapon. You finally get to shoot a rifle, Clyde.
It only took me since probably New York, I think. It was the last time you got to use it.
I don't remember you firing the rifle in New York.
Sure did at poor old Millie Adams. I have not selected the target of my firearm.
Oh my god, I have to have a target out there for you?
No, I can just roll it.
Just
proceed. Where is it?
I did not enter these bad guys in.
So, bang. 82. I just miss.
You'll spend luck.
And luck.
You know, I did just get 2 luck back, 3 luck back. Sure, we'll push it. We'll shove that 3 luck points down. We'll make that a barely hit.
Okay.
You're not pushing it. You're.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If I was pushing it, I would totally push it if I could, but I don't think you can push in combat.
You cannot push combat.
I will throw some luck in there.
Okay. So then that will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
It is not letting me do such a thing because I definitely did not hit.
Oh.
So
you all get to make.
I got it. I'll figure it out.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Sorry, everybody has to make a sanity check for seeing a child of the Sphinx.
Oh.
For seeing a not a minotaur.
Yeah, it's not a
minotaur is a copyrighted word, and we can't keep using this on the stream. Not a minotaur.
Pretty sure that passed into public domain.
Oh yeah, way into.
Succeeded!
Yay! You take 0.
Yes!
Clyde! 4! Hell yeah!
You take 0.
Harmon was spooked and continues to be spooked.
Now this is the highest amount of possible I've ever had to roll here.
I'm so glad I succeeded. Sorry, Harmon. I already took a lot of sanity damage tonight.
Oh! Luck!
But Harmon gets off really lucky.
Yeah, because 8's bad news bears. You're in definitely in danger zone.
Catatonic.
Yep.
Okay. Do you guys do you guys know you can switch the stars to hard success?
I do. I saw you did it, and so I went in and did it too.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, how do you do that?
How do you do that?
I don't like the stars either.
Settings, and it's under configure settings, and then it's under system settings, and then it's unclick stars and do display dice result type text.
Love that. Bam.
The colors were driving me bonkers.
Where was where? Wait,
Yeah.
I believe that.
System settings, and then where?
Sorry, systems. Go ahead. System settings, and then display check level of success stars, and instead display dice result type text.
Man, I can't find that. I have so. Oh, there it is.
It would always throw me because the numbers could be red, but it was still a success. Like it just didn't ever make sense visually to me.
I'm glad that they put that in there, though. But they
honestly, why in the world is the stupid? Why is the star system default?
That's the question. Like some people might like the pretty
star system
pictures.
is so stupid.
That's inferior. That is inferior.
I could do it both ways. I wonder.
You can click both.
Both of them.
Oh, because the stars are pretty.
Well, just to see what it looks like, I'm gonna just do a random. I'll do one that I already succeeded in, so it won't mess
Okay,
with
that was my #1 beef with this version of the system. Oh yeah,
that's all right. I'm gonna do it that way. That's cool. I don't mind the stars as long as the words are there too.
No, the stars as a supplement are great, but as the sole way of determining what it means, that's bullshit.
I don't know why that would be the default choice ever. I guess because because there's already so much English language in here anyway that like to say it's a reading thing and then to not have it take into account color blindness that's pretty dumb too.
Well, no, it's not so much color blindness as what it actually is the spiders.
Yeah.
Because I have terrible eyesight. Just look, the stars are so light that I can't. They just sort of blend into the background, and so I can't see that that's not one spider. Like I actually have to zoom in. Anyway.
Well, I am glad you discovered that. That actually makes me very like.
Oh,
again.
The other thing I discovered, which might be important to some of you, if any of your computers are clocking badly, there's some settings in there to turn down what Foundry is doing to your computer.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was in there. Was my computer was overheating.
Oh.
But it's better now.
Ooh, yeah, I can not do some things too. I can turn off some of the stupid.
No, it's mostly frame rate that it was like frame rate was back way up. So.
Okay.
Anyway,
so you shot the bull for 13, right?
Yes.
13 points of damage. How many hit points does he have?
Oh, like 60.
No, I was reading Power though, so I was like, "Oh my god, you guys are never gonna beat this guy." No. Okay. Wow, he looks bad. It's a chest shot. Or call your shot. Go ahead. Where do you?
I mean,
he's not dead, so it's not a kill shot. But where did you want to hit him?
It's definitely would be somewhere in the center, just enough to just miss something vital, but enough to say "ow."
Yeah, it stops him, and then he is then going to. Well, actually, he's not going to do anything because he knew you were there. You knew he was coming, so there's no surprise round. So we go in initiative order, and I'm not going to put up an initiative counter on this. Who's after? I mean, who has next after 130?
With Dex?
Yeah, what's your Dexes? Just yell out your Dexes.
60.
55.
55.
Mine's 60.
60. Okay, so Daisy next, then Purdy, then Harmon, then Bull Guy.
Okay.
Right? Daisy at 65?
No, I had 60.
60. Oh, so it's a tie with Purdy. Okay. I don't know.
So if it makes sense, I would actually move up to engage him in person. Like,
right.
I mean, the bullets could get past me. Like, I'm not completely.
I don't really have much I can do in ways of fighting, so.
So you could just move back if you wanted to with your.
Yeah, I think I would move back out of the way.
Okay.
I mean, I have a machete, but I don't know as if I'd be carrying it around with me here. Like I'm looking at my gear and it's like, well,
I believe Clyde did buy you a fighting knife back in London.
I might not have put it on the sheet when I transferred them. I can.
yeah, I have my Swiss Army knife, a machete, and things that say new item 0. I don't know what those were, if they were at something added at some point, but I don't have any other weapons.
Sure, could have been me doing stuff. Fighting knife.
But in the combat, there are like things for large knife and small knife, but I don't know if that was for the Swiss Army knife and the.
I think it was for your fighting knife that I just. Oh, why does it keep going into skills and not into your inventory?
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I don't want to slow things down. I don't think Daisy would engage with a knife with this creature.
I think that's why I did that, though. I thought I was putting it in your inventory, and it just put it in your skills. And I think that's what happened with that 38 also, Corey. It's just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you got like 9 of these large knives in here. All right. I'll take care of that later. Or right now. Okay. So you're gonna move back then?
Yeah, I guess I'll just try to move back out of the way. I will shine my flashlight in the bull's eyes to try to, help my friends.
Sure. All right. Well then, I will give a bonus die to the next attack, which I think would be Purdy.
Can I close the gap towards him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's moved right up. He was moving quickly at you guys, and then he got shot in the chest. So you've got time to, as he's barreling towards you guys, you can close the gap easily. Brass knuckles.
What just happened? I can't read any of that.
Knuckles.
It doesn't have a token for you to hit, so it doesn't know what to do. Just hit the fighting brawl button underneath it.
I can't. Oh, there it is.
Ooh.
We're just gonna punch
Success.
Punch a bull. Boom.
Now, I guess Bull gets to fight back or dodge out of the way.
He's going to try to dodge. No,
What do I do?
No, he's not. He's not that bright. He's gonna fight back. So I don't have him in here, so I'm just gonna roll dice, and you guys are gonna have to help me with the math.
God
Oh
damn it.
no! Oh no!
His brawl is.
That's probably definitely within a fifth.
Oh yeah, I think so. His brawl would be
Over 35.
Brawl is based on your strength, right?
The skill.
It's a skill.
Strength and size, I think, starts it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look at the. Oh, this is so weird how they did this one. Okay, fighting. 55. So
11 is an extreme success.
Extreme success. So that means that I still take the damage, right? That he did?
Yep.
No, he avoids the damage, and you do damage to Purdy.
Oh, okay. All right. So then he's gonna gore you.
Okay. Leslie or Al?
We'll go Al.
Wait, Purdy, did you roll a brawl or you rolled a sanity check?
Oh, it's the brass knuckles.
That was the
brass
knuckles.
That was that. Yeah.
You rolled sanity. You didn't roll.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, I did. No, I did. It's in the brass knuckles.
Yeah, all of that is all contained within the brass knuckles thing. I don't. Are you?
It
guys,
was.
Maybe you guys don't see it.
Yeah, I can't see the.
I cannot see it.
It was there a minute ago, and then it when I rolled damage, it disappeared.
Did you roll it with the bonus die? I mean, I don't see any of the numbers either, and I don't know if it would.
Oh, I didn't roll it with a bonus die. That's true. It was I didn't because I had the option, but I just didn't do it.
You should, because if you extreme success, then his doesn't get to beat you, right?
Yep.
So I rolled a. Hold on. How do I see this?
Some track.
It's a little weird that I can't see it anymore.
That is how that works, right? If you, in order to fight back, and he's got to roll better than you did.
Yeah, that's how I understand it. I don't.
Yeah, so there's a 1d10. It wouldn't have.
Okay.
Wouldn't beat him.
All right, so I finally figured out his damage. Because you have to put an R in there, Paul. Okay. Are you kidding me?
We are getting lucky as hell with some of these rolls.
Yeah, but still, 4 hit points is quite a bit. So he
out of a possible 12, I'll take it.
Yeah, he manages to duck your punch and jams a horn into your shoulder. That's not his go. That was him fighting back. It's actually up to Hartman.
Right, I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
Okay. Man, your throw. Your throw skill is dynamite usually.
No, I've only used it once before.
But it worked.
Yeah, that was really close though.
Yeah, it was really close. But the rock does not hit him. That means it's the bull's turn. He is going.
Can we spend luck in combat? Because that's 5. I would hit him if I can. If I can get lucky.
Have I done luck? I don't remember what I've done in the past at all.
You let me use it to shoot him.
Oh, did I just now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well then
that's true.
Yeah, then do it. Yeah, for sure.
I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna hit him with that.
And he has already done his evasion, right? Like he can't evade again, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think they still
can I can still duck or.
But the throw is the weird part for it, because if he was in melee, Harmon would be attacking with advantage, but he's throwing something.
Okay. Going over back to my combat cheat sheet here.
I'm also going back to combat. That's firearms. Nope. Outnumbered.
Combat. Surprise attack didn't happen.
Outnumbered's only if it's in melee range or thrown weapons.
Okay.
Thrown weapons may be opposed with the dodge skill in the same way as the fighting attack.
What's the
player may? What's that?
Once a character is dodged or fought back, and all subsequent attacks on them receive 1 bonus die. Does not apply for those with multiple attacks.
So I would have had a bonus die.
Yeah, he gets a bonus.
That's
die.
if all subsequent melee attacks. So he has to be in melee, and if you were to, you could club him with a rock.
Mike sheet doesn't.
Oh no,
say melee.
I'm not getting that close. I'm throwing at him. Because I'm scared out of my gourd.
Is it this page?
No, I think it's for fire. No, I was looking at page. What is it? Not 112. 108.
108. Okay. Because maybe the flow chart doesn't have everything on it. Outnumbered. When a character is outnumbered, characters and monsters that have more than 1 attack per round may also dodge or fight back that number of times before thus a ghoul, blah 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 blah. Note. Can never be outnumbered. Yep, that's not what we're doing here. Where do you see it says melee?
108.
Oh, I got it. Once a character has either fought or dodged in the present combat round, all subsequent melee attacks on them are made with 1 bonus die. This does not apply to attacks made using... Yeah, it says melee in particular.
It also says, another important note, note that some mythos entities can never be outnumbered.
Right.
Now, to throw an extra wrench into this, on the combat tab, throw is under melee skills.
Yeah, that might be the Foundry system.
Yeah.
Because Throne is not in Roll20.
Yeah, I'm not going to lobby very hard on that one unless there's some reason that it's meant to be lumped under melee.
Well, Throw has its own thing here. Ranged and thrown weapons. Ranged missile weapons are treated like firearms. Thrown weapons may be opposed with the dodge skill in the same way as fighting attacks. So, I don't know. That sort of feels like melee. But a character may not choose the option of fighting back against a ranged missile or thrown weapon unless he is within... Okay, so I can't fight back. It doesn't say that it's... I mean, thrown to me is not melee, but that's because I'm D&D. Like, that's...
Yeah. Well, and it wouldn't be because melee, what it means is hand-to-hand, right?
Right.
Maybe you're throwing the enemy, then it's melee.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, sure.
Power drive.
Okay, all right. So we're just gonna have it be a regular die throw.
So I spent the luck to pass. I don't know what damage is. Would it just be my brawl damage?
No, actually, I just saw that. It says a character. Half the attacker's damage bonus is applied to thrown and missile weapons that rely on the user's strength. So, whatever your damage bonus is.
No idea.
It should be on your sheet.
I don't think any of us have a damage bonus except Purdy.
I also have something I just read that I think needs to be retconned.
Okay.
As soon as we get.
Damage bonus 0, so nothing, not adding to it.
Okay, and then a stone.
So
is
I just
1d4.
Okay.
And he only had one hit
Flip
point
him with
left.
stone. Ha ha! David and Goliath.
And he doesn't have extra attack, so I'm gonna say he can't dodge that. So he only has the one attack per round. So, because that's what it said.
Wow.
If they have multi-attacks, they can dodge or fight back number of attacks they have.
I think they can still do that. It's just that every subsequent one after, say they have 3 attacks, and if 3 of us jump on them, it'd be normal for him. But the 4th person, then it's penalized.
Okay, so I still can actually try to dodge this.
I believe so.
Okay.
I think you can only dodge.
Okay.
Because but he doesn't have multiple attacks, so you can't.
No, I
Isn't
think
that what you're...
I misread that as what Dawson is saying. That characters and monsters that have more than one attack per round may also dodge or fight back that number of times before the bonus die is. So I was not reading the clause. So you can always continue to dodge and fight. It's just that if I had multiple
get more harder.
If I had multiple attacks, there'd be no bonus dies. Because I'm not fatigued by it or whatever. I still can have plenty of movement, is I guess what they're saying. So, well, that's a fail. I'm assuming. I don't have too many pages. Too many pages.
Roy, you were saying something?
I believe I took 12 points damage because it was a extreme success.
That is only if it's on their attack, not if you're fighting back.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I totally forgot about the extreme success thing. Let's deal with that in a second. But you can tell we don't do combat very often. So 86, and I am looking at my dodge skill. My dodge is 20, so yeah, that's a fail. He gets hit in the head with the rock. He was already bleeding out, and he falls over dead. Slain by David.
That is just staring at him, just dumbfounded.
Let's double check. Are you working on that, Dawson? Whether
Yes.
or not? Okay.
I found it. I found it's Dawson is correct.
Okay.
I found it in the beginner's rules.
Oh, okay. So so no extreme success bonus damage when you're fighting back.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Good to know. All right. So, I think we have only 17 more minutes here. What do you guys want to do? You have this 7-foot tall, not a minotaur. He is wearing.
So you're naked and you have this not a minotaur.
Yeah. Wait. Let me. I have this new thing I loaded onto Forge that lets me like upload PDFs immediately into the game. And I'm wondering if it'll let me quickly upload this picture of what these guys look like with eagle heads.
Wait, what?
That's enough.
I think Daisy would be interested in seeing if it truly had a bull head or if it was something wearing a mask. You know, checking kind of the physiology of this creature.
When I hit it with the rock, the bullhead was bleeding.
Well,
that's
check it out.
going down. Clyde's gonna be like, "You all right there, Purdy?" Seems to nick you, and he's gonna try and do a quick little just push this here and do a first aid check.
Okay.
Purdy is very hostile to being touched.
Well, you're gonna be touched by
failure.
Apparently not me, because
the red light touch.
Bad touch.
Stop moving.
Bad touch.
This is not helping. Stop moving.
I mean, I could try to help you stop bleeding. I just was wanting to make sure this thing didn't get up, you know.
Clyde, it didn't gore his genitals.
What?
I don't know why Clyde's grabbing him there.
Oh.
Purdy, stop moving. You're not helping.
I also thought it was weird that you responded to Robin with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't.
But I wasn't anywhere near them. All right.
I did say I prefaced it with Clyde.
Oh, I think you cut off like it.
Yeah.
We didn't hear Clyde. All we heard is, yeah. Why don't here? Unless you guys he's not wearing clothes or anything. He doesn't have pockets in his.
He is wearing robes.
Check his pockets. I'm gonna throw him down that pit.
Ways back. Not saying we shouldn't do that, but just.
Yeah, they got to the pit before we even caught up with them, so that was a ways back.
No, then I don't know. So my idea that this was an animal, and so animals get in and out of buildings. I don't see many bullheaded creatures walking around Cairo, so I'm thinking that way might not go to an exit.
So when I checked it out, it truly does have a bull's head. Is that?
Yes. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't. Yes, it is absolutely an alien physiognomy from like the collarbone up. Not alien. It's bovine. But
that is that.
Well,
and it was
if you guys are hungry, I know how to cook that tongue up pretty good. I mean, it'll just take a few minutes.
Really not.
But, I mean, you guys.
Hey, Purdy, that sounds like a horrible idea.
What do you mean? You're not hungry?
Oh boy!
It's been like 4 hours since I ate. I had to give all my food to that kid.
Yeah, it seemed to.
Breathing always sort of took away any semblance of hunger I may have had for the foreseeable future.
Oh, it just made me more hungry.
Could I try? I think your entrails are coming out. Maybe with that gore attack. Do you want me to try to patch you up a bit?
I guess. But don't let Clyde near me.
Careful, he's a squirmer.
Just hold still.
Careful, he's a squirmer.
See if I can help.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
Oh, there you go.
What happens with that? Wait, medicine?
I don't know.
First
Well,
aid.
I don't know.
First
I did first aid, right? Because that's the one you do on the field.
So
I know first it gives you back 1 hit point.
And then,
I don't know if I'm extreme.
Extreme probably doesn't do anything, but I'm gonna say it does. Because
1 per star.
Now, what would happen if you took away all the stars? First aid, first aid, first aid, first aid, first aid.
Just think, 5 years from now, when we finish this campaign, we'll all know the rules.
I won't. I'll just wait for you guys.
Yeah,
to
I
level up
don't. I
each
don't
time.
think I've learned much.
Yeah, I think it says just one. Like that's it. Like to
Okay.
do more, you need medicine. But
Well, and
Medicine
doesn't
takes
medicine
longer, I
take
think.
more time, right?
yes,
Because
it
I have
does.
medicine
It
skill, but
does.
we don't really have time for that right now. But for now, just kind of, I'm going to tie it really tight so it holds all your, intestine in, and we'll just continue it our way.
All right. So, are you dragging the bull man?
No, if it's that
Not
far
enough
back,
okay.
I'm just...
All right. I think it makes, because if we go any farther and roll any more dice, we will go past the 9 o'clock pumpkin time, and I think this is just as good of a place to stop as any. Boy, that was probably one of the more eventful games we've had. This is almost like you guys set fire to a factory or something tonight. Or
There's no
a
cars
warehouse.
In this, except in tonight's session, we were the factory.
Yeah, you guys got pounded a little bit tonight.
Our sanity was the factory.
Yeah, this is
It's
gonna
on
be
fire.
This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be a rough one. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm already down 4 in one day, so
I'm down
considering
3.
I started very low, that's
Oh, so
What's
that's not
what's your
great.
1/5?
Well, I started at 40 today, so
So
1/5 would have been
Is 8.
8.
Eight,
So
yeah.
I'm halfway there.
all right.
Oh, I definitely cut that tongue out
Okay.
because it's almost nighttime. We're gonna have to sleep at some point. Sleeping means eating.
Okay. It's a cow's tongue. I mean.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool.
Throw that in the back pocket.
And the other one's holding a peace sign.
Not happy to see you.
And you
Yeah.
checked to see if it had anything, and it was wearing clothes.
Yeah.
But didn't really have anything on it.
No,
Okay.
no belongings. No strange. No.
Symbols or anything like
Let me quick look so I don't have to retcon something later. But I'm pretty.
No, it has one thing tucked in its robes, and it's a warthog.
It's a warthog statue. Man.
It's exactly like the one Purdy bought in New York.
Oh man. Now it all becomes
Hey,
clear.
you guys know. Can't even tell the stupid joke. You guys
Hey,
know
Birdie, what's on your mind?
how in the future we stop one of them bull things from charging?
How do you do that?
We take away its credit card.
What's a credit card?
There's something called Diners Club already. That was the first credit card.
All
I
the
thought it was
local,
concept of
local
credit,
stores,
but
local
is it
stores
card for
back home
that?
have a book credit. Like they just keep your tab.
Yeah, Diners Club existed at this point.
Did it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was
How do you put your credit into a card? That doesn't make any sense.
I suppose you could write it in one.
It wouldn't have much room.
Well, it could be a bigger card, I suppose.
They have this machine that goes clunk, 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 and then people get mad because they can never find the machine. And there's
Oh my
these
God.
magic sticks that
I think Purdy's lost it.
you write on one of them, and then 4 say the same thing.
I'm going to decline this proposition of yours.
You've been declined. Your credit's been declined.
You've been declined, is
You
what I put it.
Courtroom's out of order.
You're out of order. And we're out of time. So thanks for checking us out here at Roleplay Give. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Warbler Brothers. Battle of the Bands. So until then, roll some dice, play some games, give them some time and treasure to meaningful causes. Have a good one, everybody. Cheers.